was a comment that was made on Facebook the other day about being a submissive woman. They were saying that a submissive woman controls her man, and I agree with that. I think until we begin to talk in honesty and transparency and stop pandering to both sides, especially to the sisters, because there is so much entitlement, and because men have been quiet for so long, and it's been the men that has been quiet were the type of men that y'all really need to be listening to. The men that doing the most talking ain't the ones, they don't have nothing to say anyway.
What's good? It's your boy Quay Price, man, holding it down for Kandid Konvos. Definitely check us out every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. People today, they lazy. Ain't nobody trying to put in no work. If stuff start getting a little rough in the relationship or in the marriage, ain't nobody trying to fix nothing. Like, I mean, that's how people's mindsets are today. Yeah, but that's how I know that folks don't truly understand what marriage was about, because they tap out way too easy. Yeah, you see people fight harder for a job, like they can't go get another one of them in 2 weeks. Yeah, she's talking about these guys coming to these foreign countries and sourcing out these foreign women because they possess these character traits. Yep, they're more cooperative when it comes to a man, or they're more cooperative when it comes to a marriage and a relationship. They're more, nurturing forward when it comes to a relationship. They're more I don't even want to use the word soft, but I'll use the word soft. They're softer when it comes to, these relationships and interactions with men and so forth. And like I said, we definitely got to be honest. We see a difference, right? We see a difference. And I think, Chloe and Tay made some good points earlier. A lot of this stuff is based around money over here in the West. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Kandid Konvos. I'm your host, Quay Price. Man, we got Coco on deck. We got Vince on deck. Say what's up to the people, y'all.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to 2026.
Man, shout out to 2026, man. Appreciate y'all holding us down, man. Jumping back on with us in 2026. Appreciate the support as we continue to grow the platform and move these conversations forward, man. Like I said, once again, if you haven't already, smash that like button. Likes are free. Smash that like button. Also, man, hit that subscribe, man. Light up that comment section tonight. And once again, turn on the notifications, man. But yeah, man, we appreciate y'all always holding us down, man. All right, let me do this real quick as we get into this conversation. Here's a link to join us on the panel. You can drop this in your Google Chrome, your Microsoft Edge. If you're coming through your Apple device, man, come on through your device, man. Join us on the panel. Don't be scared. I said we invite everybody to the conversation. As you know, we run from no conversation, man. I said In addition to the video feed here, we also have this link in the chat feeds as well. So you can catch it at the Kandid Konvos page on YouTube or Facebook, where we are currently live right now. YouTube or Facebook. So yeah, man, like I said, join us on the panel, man. Don't be scared, man. Don't be scared. Well, I said, if you if you like to rock them comments, then rock them comments. Like I said, it is what it is. So man, we appreciate the support regardless. We appreciate it. All right, let me check these comments real fast as we get into the conversation, man. Shout out to Kenyatta in the building. She said, happy Wednesday. What's going on, Kenyatta? Appreciate you hopping on with us tonight. Always holding us down. Definitely appreciate it. Let me mute it for a second. All right, I got you. Okay, cool. See, Cole just hopped on. Okay, we got a full deck. So I'm gonna drop this link down for a minute. Y'all let us know if y'all need that link, but it's in all the chat feeds, so you can grab it at your leisure. Okay. I think that's all I got right now. We can get right on into it, man. We ain't gonna play around tonight, man. So we ain't gonna be here all night, man. We gotta get right to it and we out of here. All right, let me drop this topic, man. Topic for the night. Black men are not high value. Man, y'all gonna start out 2026 like this, man? We run that topic, man. Black men are not high value. Okay, we got a couple down here, a little mix, but yeah, we're gonna get right to it, man. We ain't gonna hold it up. You ready, Coco? Okay, we're gonna get right to it.
Yeah. Speaking of what don't work for you.
The subject matter number 2.
Yeah.
Bring it, Dawn, because we know you have something
What
on your
doesn't work for
plate.
you? I do have a little subject matter. So my topic is, he's a 10 or not.
Why is she looking at me, y'all? Hey, I'm a 10. So she not talking
We
to me.
know that he thinks he's a 10.
I'm a 10.
But no, it's a lot of average dudes out here expecting this king treatment from us queens. A lot of guys out here, they are a 6 or 7 at best. And they feel like we're supposed, first of all, you're approaching a 10. You're approaching a and then you want them to treat you like you're a 10. So tell me, Melita, what do you think about that? Especially, and I would say this is probably more prominent over 45. When you're dating over 45, these men got gout. They got a bad knee.
She is going hard, y'all.
That gout. They got a bad knee. Yes. They sleep with a CPAP machine. They do. I've been there, done that. I'm just saying, you are a 7 at best, boo. And then you want to tell me, oh, you need to do this. And you got me straight. Yeah. Tripping. Yes. Because at the end of the day, think about it. When we're in our 40s, we can date the daddy or the son. They honest. So why pick the daddy when we can date the son?
Yes, yes. I agree. She is funny. I agree. I feel like dating over 45, 40, 50, whatever the case may be, is like shopping on a clearance rack. Like
not clearance.
Yes.
Not a clearance rack.
Not no rack.
Well, they dragging us through the mud up ahead.
The diamond in the rough, you got to find that one piece that it's hard to find. I really honestly feel like dating over 45 and to what you said, you're a 10 and you have these men that are 7s, 5s, 4s. It's a lot.
Maybe it speaks to the ratios that's going on out there. They feel empowered by that.
No, none of them know.
None of them.
Okay. Man, oh man. That's video number 1, man. So tonight we're talking black men are not high value. Let me check these comments real fast. Let's see. Shout out to Donovan. He said, what up, though? What's going on, Donovan? Appreciate you hopping on with us tonight, man. Appreciate you. See, Kenyatta said, well, then help him out. Cook better for him. Encourage him to work out and encourage the man. You know what, Kenyatta? That seemed like a lost art these days. Yeah, I don't know if the ladies want to help the fellas out. I don't know if they want to cook. Well, I don't even know if they want to cook these days. I said stuff has changed. You say encourage him to work out. Yeah, I don't know, Kenyatta. I don't know. I don't know. Oh man, Donovan said, let's see, the attitude turns that self-proclaimed 10 to a 4 at best. Okay, I see how y'all coming tonight. Okay, well, let me come on back and check with my panel, man. I see we got Coke. What's going on? I can't hear you. You're on mute.
I'm sorry. I was trying to send you a message in the back chat. Do you see names?
Don't. What is that coming from?
Okay, I thought it was just me.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to see. Oh, there you go.
Okay.
All right, that's what you meant?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna come on back to the we got 2 JRs on here.
Yeah, JR, you gotta show us something. We don't know which one is active.
JR, can you hear us, man?
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, so let me you got that one. Okay. So let me come on back, check with the panel. Coco, Vince, Beatboxer, Cole, JR. Y'all was video number 1. Y'all got any y'all got any thoughts on what well, I can't even, I don't know if young lady
coming off camera.
Oh yeah, no, I understand. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, y'all want to say anything on that, or y'all good right now? I don't even know what to. I don't even know.
I mean, I think it's
Go ahead, Coco.
okay. It's the new year, y'all. We supposed to lead us in 2025. You been watching the show? We supposed to lead us in 2025. Like, I'm just gonna be frank. These 40-year-old women that she's saying can date anybody and can get the dads and the sons, where they at? We looking for them. I know that the men watching are looking for those women. Where are they? Because the ones we see every day, when we minding our business, when we going to the grocery store and when we, picking our kids up from school and, when we just living life, they ain't pulling daddies and sons. They're not doing that. So let's be honest. You're not going to rag on men and say the men 45 plus got gout, but you're going to pretend like you not 45 premenopausal. Like, let's please be so for real. Like, I'm not even trying to throw shade. Like, I'm just simply saying we're not going to do that. We're not doing it in 2026, y'all. It's still early. You can change. We're not doing that. We are not putting all the onus and the accountability on the men, saying the men aren't doing this and they aren't showing up and they don't do this and they don't do it. Listen, from what I see, the men out here, they aging pretty good. We aging, hold on, they aging all right. So let's not do that. Let's be honest. And let's say that the reason why y'all are having a problem with the requirements that men are asking for is because y'all don't want to meet them. It's not because they're not a 10. It's not because they can't. Men typically won't ask a woman to do something or give something that they can't also offer. What overweight 5'2" man is asking a woman to be fit and 6 feet? He's not doing that. He's not going to do that. He already knows better. You guys are the ones walking around with too much in the midsection, too much lip, and some of y'all can't even cook at y'all big old ages. However, you're asking men to be high earners, to be emotionally intelligent, and you're asking them to be fit and they need to look like Morris Chestnut. Now you tell me whose expectations are unrealistic. Because that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm hearing. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe her algorithm looks completely different than mine. But what I see and what I hear, it's not giving that.
Okay, no, I appreciate that right there. B-Box Events Code JR. You want to say anything? Just come on mute, say what you want to say. If you good, let me know you good. And we'll okay, like y'all good right now. Okay. So let me go and get my 2 cents in. Let me get my 2 cents in, man. Yeah, shout out to whoever I think it was called the Unspoken Podcast. Shout out to them. Definitely go check them out for some of the content that they drop. But yeah, I'm with Coco on this one. I thought we was leaving this in 2026. Like I really did think that we were leaving this in 2026. You know, we got a podcast of ladies and a man sitting up. We got the one lady saying that, you know, some of these men are 6 or 7 at best. And this is the thing. I don't even necessarily disagree with the young lady. Yeah, let me just keep it a buck. I think there is some fellas out here. I think there is some fellas out here who really not where they think they are. Yeah, they walk around smelling themselves, but they really not where they think they, you know, where they think they are. So I do agree that that's going on out here. But at the same time, my issue with the young lady in the video is I'm not sure where we get this self-proclaimed we a 10. Yeah, I don't know where that come from. Yeah, it's like everybody's self-proclaiming 10s now. Yeah, this lady talking about we queens and these men want this king treatment and they 10s, and you coming up to these queens and they 10s and you were 6 or 7 at best and all this. And I'm like, who told you was a 10? Yeah, but that's the piece I'm trying to figure out. I see this all the time on social media. Everybody is these self-proclaimed 10s. And I'm like, how do you get to a 10? That's the criteria I'm looking for. Yeah, what is the criteria for a 10 female? Like, I really want to know that. What is the criteria for a 10 female? Is that based on what the females say, or is that based on what the man says? Yeah, so that's the first thing. I need somebody to explain that to me. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come to you in a sec, Vince, but I need somebody to explain that to me. What is the criteria for a 10 female? I need to know that. And who decides that? Who decides if she's a 10 or not? The other thing is she goes to talk about these men. I think she gave the threshold of dating over 45. She starts talking about these men and they gout and they bad knees and they CPAP machines and all of this stuff. And I'm like, once again, being disingenuous. Yes, like ladies, you can't get on these videos and act like you ain't got no issues. Like I don't know why we doing that. Yeah, we know folks got all type of issues, but then when we make these type of statements, we act like we have no issues. We a perfect 10. And it's like that's disingenuous, and we know that's a lie. So yeah, that's the additional thing. And then the other lady talks about the fact that, you know, dating today is almost like shopping on a clearance rack. Yeah, you got to pick through all this, you know, pick through all these things and find this, you know, this needle in the haystack type of scenario. And I'm like, my point to that is you probably feel that way because you probably not on point. Yeah, it's like if you notice folks who take positions like that, they're not typically on point. And that's why they feel like it's so hard to find. Because at the end of the day, somebody who really on point like that, they don't have these problems. They get wifed up, husband up, scooped up. Like it don't be no problem. They get provided for. They get protected. They get all of that. You talk to all the wives and the husbands out here. Talk to all the happy wives out here. They tell you it ain't that hard to find. But see, the key is you got to come correct. That's how you get found. Yeah, but I think that's the missing piece. A lot of folks don't be correct. They be self-proclaimed 10s, thinking that everything popping like that, and then the opposite sex be saying something totally different. Let me come over to Vince. I saw you trying to come off. Go ahead, Vince. It's on you, man.
Yeah. How y'all doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, brother. What's going on with you, man?
Good. I'll get on, but I'm trying to rock the baby down to sleep, so
I got you. Go ahead.
that's why I'm not on. But who told them they're 10 is they lying girlfriends.
Uh-oh.
And I bet you she had a girdle on up under that dress because it looked like she was slimmed out. She had the whole body girdle on. But I do agree with the light skinned lady. It is hard for these over 45 to find a good dude, a needle in the haystack, because the ones that they're looking for don't want them.
Right.
So they almost have to be a 10 to get what they want. Because that guy with gout, bad knees, and the CPAP can get what he wants. And that's the problem that they have. They can't get what they want. As far as dating the father and the son, they can sleep with the father and the son.
Right.
I'm pretty sure she ain't getting rings and proposals and being taken care of from a father and the son.
Nah, we know better than that. Yeah, we know better than that, man. Yeah, no, valid points, man. And I think, to your point, it does come down to, can you get what you want? Yeah, that's the piece that we leave out. Can you get what you want? And additionally, are you willing to do what you need to do to get what you want? Yeah, but I think that's where it goes cold. I think that's where the problem comes in. Let me check these comments, then I'm gonna come back. To the panel. See, shout out to Joe in the building. He said, let's see, who told you they're 10s? They did. They told themselves they're 10. Yeah, no, I don't. It's crazy to me. Yeah, so much of that. I said, I see it all over social media. So many self-proclaimed 10s out here. Everybody just on point. And I'm like, but the results be lacking. So I'm like, something can't be on point if the results is lacking. So it just don't add up. See, Donovan said Kevin Samuels tried to get these ladies to redirect their self-absorbed rating scale. Most folks are average at best. The 10s are filtered and artificial, but ugly is ugly. And ugly ain't limited to just look. 65% of these self-proclaimed 10s are all ugly on the inside. Yeah, no, we never talk about that, Donovan. We never talk about the inside, man. If everything today is prioritizing aesthetics, like we never talk about the inside and somebody's character and personality. Like that's, notice how that's secondary, that come later, but they used to be the primary though. So yeah, things have definitely changed for the worse, I would say. See, Kenyatta, she said, because it goes both ways, that men can get the mother or the daughter. And I'm speaking of age, of course. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, we just got to put context to that. All right, let me come on back to the panel. Let's see, Sybil, Joe, let's see, JR, Cole. I don't know if y'all want to say something, come off mics. Go ahead, Joe.
Get it there.
Say it again.
I don't know. I got the giggles. Y'all hear me?
Oh, there you go. We can hear you now. Go ahead.
All right. Ooh, I got the giggles for some reason. I've just been tackling the entire time. Okay. My thinking is, who needs Dave Chappelle when you got the three Stooges on stage, parading themselves and acting like clowns, going yuck, 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 yuck. Now, if they had a man saying, I can get both the mother and the daughter, they would say he's a child predator. They would just automatically go there. So that's the first issue. Second issue is, I've actually met what they would call 10s. 10s, in their mind, is aesthetics. It's not just that. I'm not saying that doesn't include that. I've met a lot of very beautiful women, and they don't see themselves as 10s. Most of them do. It's usually society, other people around them who see them as such. They see themselves generally as human beings. So they're generally put on a pedestal of 10, but they don't see themselves as that. That's 2. 3, that's actually what makes those people 10s. In addition to their physical appearance, the aesthetics, the beauty, for a man, his handsomeness, his musculature, it is his mindset, his spirituality, how he carries himself, his character. And for a woman, it's her morals, her dignity, her virtues. So that's kind of like the extra 2, 3, 4 points that they're not factoring into what makes a woman or a man a 10. So the first step is that it would be wrong for you to think of yourself as a 10, not to think of yourself as confident in your own skin and having high self-esteem. But then there's a difference between that and then delusion. A lot of these women, at least on that panel, are delusional. You can't be. Now I look at Maya, the singer, she's like in her almost 50. To me, in my mind, she has a sweet demeanor. She sings, she's famous, she got money, she's beautiful still, she takes care of her body. She will probably be qualified by most men as a 10. But it's also her attitude that comes with it. Whereas you look at someone like a Kim Kardashian, physically, aesthetically, you would say, well, she should be a 10. But it's all the things that come before it, as I mentioned before. So they're not even understanding what a 10 actually is for a woman, or what would make a man call a woman a 10. A woman can't call herself a 10. It just, you can call yourself a 10 all you want. I'm a bad bitch. That's cool. But if you're not getting the man that you want for being who you think you are, then maybe you're not who you think you are, because your value is going to be based on what you can get in the marketplace. It's like, if I want this item, then whatever I'm willing to pay, if that person's not willing to sell it to me for that price, then it's worth more than what I'm willing to pay. So that's just basic. To me, that's just basic. Even I, as a man, I don't walk around thinking I'm a 10. I'm thinking like I always have something else to improve. Other people might say, but you can do this, you can do that. And that's cool. But that's different from me in my deluded head thinking I'm a 10, but I'm not getting the results that a 10 man would get. That's insanity. That's crazy. But I think most men do think that way to a degree. We understand we have to go to the gym to work on ourselves. We understand we have to take care of our career and get a better job. We understand we have to do a lot of these things to ourselves and to better ourselves, to be seen outside of ourselves as that who we want to be. So your perception of yourself has to catch up to reality. You got these women living in their fantasy, and that's just not healthy for them, because then you can never actually work on the things you need to work on so you can become the 10 that you want to be to a man. And on that note, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, man. No, that's valid. And I said, and this is the thing. I'll say this. I want to add this context. I don't think that this is every woman, right? I don't think every woman thinks like this. I think there are a lot of women out here who know that they're average women, but they trying to improve themselves, on multiple fronts. You got some average women out here trying to work on their bodies, trying to eat different. You got some average women out here trying to, get their finances situated. You got some average women out here trying to, really dial in their femininity and try to get to a soft place, you know what I'm saying, and move more softly, right? So that is happening. But I think it just comes down to people being realistic. Yeah, but I think there's a difference when it comes to being realistic on some of these fronts when we're comparing men to women. I think there's some differences. Yeah, but I just think in this particular situation, I think men look at this a little differently. We kind of gauge where we're at, and we gauge the type of women that we will interact with based on where we're at typically. And then as let's just say a man works on himself and improves his situation, then he might feel like, okay, you know what, I might be able to get me a higher number or whatever. But typically we're a little more realistic in the approach based on where we're at. Because most guys, they have right. Yeah. So let's say most guys, we look at this a little differently. Let's say I think guys, for the most part, they work off of percentages. It was really a percentage thing. You know what I'm saying? And they look for particular, women, let's say based on their position, they look for particular women off percentages. Yep, if I can get this young lady and she's at 70%, then I might be able to make up this 30 later. You know what I'm saying? Once I get in here and do what I do, or, if I can find a young lady that's at 80, you know what I'm saying? I'll pass on that last 20. Like this the one. I'm gonna work with her and make it happen. So yeah, it's like we just move differently. So let's say when I hear these types of podcasts and these ladies and they the queens, and these 6 or 7 men out here, they want king treatment, almost like you got to bow down to her. Like I'm just like, I'm like, where is this coming from? Yeah, but this always takes me back to the question that I ask all the time. I'm like, ladies, how do y'all want this to go? Yeah, you sitting up here at 40 plus years old, you know, so making these types of statements on this podcast. It's like, what is that supposed to do for men? Like, is that supposed to, as a man, is that supposed to get me excited and be like, yeah, this is the lady I want? Like, is that what it's supposed to do? Is that supposed to bring the 50-year-old men out of the woodworks? Like, yeah, that's my wife right there on that podcast, the way she talking. Like, is that what that's supposed to do? So I just always question when these videos come out. I'm like, what is your motive? Like, the way you talking, like, you think that's getting dudes excited to come, you know what I'm saying, come link up with you? Like, that's not doing that. Like, dudes is going the other way. So yeah, I'm always trying to understand it. Let me check back in with the panel. Civil, JR, Cole. I don't know if y'all want to say anything on this. Come off mute. If not, I'll keep it moving. Civil, you good? I see you. Go ahead, Cole.
Good evening. So, as it being 2026, we just gonna get right into it. This video should have been left in last year. We not talking about this conversation. This video is for clout, and it doesn't say nothing about trying to seriously date. So
well, she said she can get the father and the son. I think she was serious.
That serious to who?
All right, I had to try it. I had to make sure you wasn't
come
slipping.
on.
No, you're right. We should have left that. We should have left that
because you know we're not even having this conversation. Yeah, we're not even having that conversation if we're really talking about building. Like, because if I was a man, you said that to me, I would have looked you straight in the face, called you a clown, and left.
Right. I agree.
If you really speaking to a person of no nonsense, as a guy, I would have looked at her, called her a clown, and I would have left.
Right.
Because what are we talking about?
No, I agree. That's why I always ask, what's the motive? Like, when they say this type of stuff, I'm like, what is it supposed to attract the dudes? Is it supposed to make the dudes insecure about themselves? Like, what's the motive when you say this type of stuff? So I don't understand it, but I agree with you, Cole. I agree with you.
I think they think that by talking like that, oh, we're downing these men. It's kind of like guys, they'll say, oh, I don't like this. They'll talk bad about a woman in front of the girl they like and think that the girl they like is going to be attracted to them for talking bad about their, I guess, competition. But yet the irony is that they end up not liking them more. It's like, okay, if you're saying this about this person, who are you talking to? If you have issues in a real relationship, what would you say about me? How would you speak about me in front of other people? So that's not what they're not getting at. To me, that's just common sense. Like, the girl I like, I'm not going to talk about my ex did this, she did that, she was a BITC, but you different though. Okay, she's looking at me like, huh? Until I'm not different,
come on.
then you have an issue with me. So that's how we're looking at this situation. Like, you're talking about, okay, these 5-6 guys without, with health problems. This how where's the compassion? Where's the love for these men? If you was to say, man, these men, they deserve love too, and you just kind of stay in your own lane. You don't got to put out there, oh, I got it like that. You just get the guy that you want for you, and you don't need to downplay. In fact, you should go over there and actually help those type of men. She's probably the same type of woman that would step over a homeless man on the street. Same type of man that would spit in his face and say, who are you to me? But yet she thinks in her mind that a man of actual quality, of high value, as they say, would look at her and say, that's my girl. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Unless he's a sick and twisted man, he's not going to go for that. That would not be a high quality man. And if she got a man like that, he wouldn't be a 10 himself. Because if it's just, oh, he looks like Idris Elba, but his character, the way he's talking about other people, the way he treats other people. But she's thinking, so no, they're it's just, that's it. That's all I have to say.
No, I got you. We'll leave it right there. Now, I said I'm just trying to learn it, but let me see. Since I got Cole on here, I think Cole sent this over. Let me see what she got.
When your lady's unattractive, people treat you different. When your lady's unattractive,
they treat you different.
They treat you. Yeah, they
treat
judge
the man different.
They judge you based off your lady. Absolutely.
What you mean?
She's a reflection of you.
Okay.
So if you have an unattractive woman, and you say you're in a business setting, right? You bring her around, they're gonna look at you like you don't make good decisions.
Wait. You're saying if you're in a business meeting and your woman comes in and she's unattractive, they think you don't make good. What if she's smart?
Men don't do a lot of business with men who are like, who that's your thing. Like you have 4, 5s, and 6s around. You can get a lot more opportunities as a man from other men if they know that you're a guy that brings around a nice atmosphere when you're around. Like you, the guy that all the women like.
Yeah.
He's gonna get some opportunities based off that.
Dang.
Believe it or not.
Dang.
Yeah. You know those guys in the NBA that sit on the bench? Why do you think they still on the bench? They bring something to the table. It's just not what they want to put on the floor.
Dang.
Absolutely.
They just. Dang.
Wait a minute, where Cole at? I know Cole
He's
ain't out.
absolutely
Where
right.
Cole at? Hold on, Joe. Hold that thought. Where Cole at?
I agree with Joe.
You agree with Joe?
Yeah.
Wait.
She was so shocked. I felt sad for her. She's like, what? Yeah. Yeah.
Man, y'all get Cole back for me. Cole sent us. I need to know where Cole, what's she hearing in this video? Where
Where's she
Cole at?
She right here.
Get off
Oh,
mute,
she might
Cole.
be
What you
tied
doing?
up. I'll come back to her. I think she might be getting her money. So hold tight. She'll pop back up. Well, let me check with the panel, man. Y'all drop a comment. Also, let me know what y'all say in the comments down there. Man, Coco, beatbox is civil. Vince, I know. Was that Cole just came off? Hold on. Was that Cole? Oh, maybe not. I thought I saw. Sorry, pop on mute. But yeah, panel. I don't know. Y'all tell me something. Oh, beatbox hit it first. Go ahead, beatbox.
Oh, Cole's off. Go ahead, Cole.
Is she there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you
Yeah, I
hear
can
me?
hear you.
Yes.
Go ahead. So what was you saying in this
Okay.
video? I know you sent this over, Cole. What's up?
Oh, I mean, similar to my previous comment, some shenanigans. It's too
Do you
much
believe
focus
it?
on the aesthetic.
You believe it though?
No. No.
Okay, you don't believe it. So you don't think that the dudes get judged based on how attractive his lady is. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Can I
like,
hear? Is it just me?
It
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
make. Can you hear me?
I can hear you
It
now. Go
doesn't
ahead.
make sense. So like, it doesn't make sense. So I said that doesn't happen, or that shouldn't be happening. And so, this was a post like online. I was getting all these comments basically saying that it does happen. Like people lose business deals, all type of money over stuff like that. So I said no.
Okay.
But
All right.
apparently
All right.
it
I'm about
do.
we about to check. We about to poll the fellas and see what's up. Cause I see the fellas ready to go. I'm gonna start at beatboxing and work my way across. Beatboxing, man. Talk to me. What is it, man?
So, Cole, I think you're confusing what should be and what is. What is you get judged by the lady you got. Especially, I work in finance. Okay, the veneer of what a man looks like and what he's got around him does matter, and especially in white collar work. And Vince has said this before: if you're married, that's a big bonus too, right? So marriage, good looking wife. Why? Because that means you make good decisions. You're not out here on the outside.
I understood the marriage part, but the look part, that's where I was like, that can't be every industry. Like I said entertainment. I definitely said entertainment and sports. I definitely said those.
Why would sports matter? Sports wouldn't matter. If you suck, you suck. You're not staying on because your wife is hot. If you suck, if you can't run the, if you can't
they be on the bench. People be on the bench. People be on the bench still making money.
Yeah, but they're not going to be there long. They're going to the B League or something. They're not going to stay there long.
Well, I just said sports and entertainment for sure. Anything out of that.
So entertainment, yeah, but like if you're in like blue collar work, no, nobody gives a damn if you're a machinist and your wife's hot. I mean, you're a machinist. Do your job, right? You're a truck driver. Do your job. But if you're like while I work in white collar work, that does matter. It just does. If you're doing businesses, you're on the phone talking to people. That just does matter. It's not fair. And I'm not saying it's right, but it is. It's like if you go to a club, right? And the woman next to your arm is really attractive, or you're with a group of women who are really attractive, you going free too. They're like, yeah, you come on in, right? Happens all the time. I'm sorry, it's just is what it is. And I know some women don't like to hear that. Yeah, me too. That's what I'm saying. It's happened to me. I make sure when I went out back in the day, I made sure I was with good-looking women, so I could just skip the line and go in. It happens all the time. It's a beautiful thing.
Oh, come on.
So
it's the game.
This is what it is. I'm sorry, Cole. I don't think the veneer is. I get why you don't like the veneer thing, but that doesn't matter to men too. We like a good-looking person, and she has to have a decent personality. And if not, as sometimes Sybil will say, when we were berserkers, at least she can, we can do some hunching.
Okay, let me come on over to Sybil. I think Sybil was up next. I'm gonna make your way down to JR. Sybil, go ahead. Sybil, it's on you, man.
Cole, it's an unfortunate fact that the partner you have, and it's not all on the aesthetic, as long as they take care of themselves, they present well, that can go a long way. But if your partner is ugly and sloppy, and if my wife is listening, she understands this conversation is about some group of people in particular. What that does is you just lose respect for the man. And it's not even like you do it on purpose. It's just this is the best you can do. You can't even get your unit, your family, the people that are closest to you to come out and be presentable to the public. It's not like it's a surprise and we ran into you at a farm somewhere. If you come out, if you're not the most physically attractive, just make sure everything else is on point, and that can go a long way. Be intelligent. If you're not, be quiet. These are all things that will reflect on your man. And if you do the thing that everyone doesn't like, it's going to make him lose value in stock. And that actually occurs even outside of the work environment, just among the group of men you hang with. I'm not going to associate and deal with certain groups of men because I don't mean to say it like this, but to be honest, they're just kind of beneath me. And if I socialize and I associate with them, that will bring me down in one way, shape, or form. That is just something that is constant. It's consistent. Yeah. Your woman has to look good. She just has to be at least presentable.
Okay. So interesting thought and perspective. So y'all know I got a follow-up question or statement. So if that is so high on the aesthetic or aspect or range to be, married, then my question is, then why is there any complaint about a woman cooking?
Because that's all a part of it. It's not just the one thing or the other. It has to be complete.
Saying, why are we talking about cooking, cleaning, and everything else then if this beauty factor is so high on the
I would. And to me, it's if I go to somebody's house.
Complaining about how much beauty costs and all of that. I'm just saying we got to pick.
But it's not that hard to be presentable. It really isn't that hard. You just do a little 30 minutes of sweating.
You're saying presentable, and I'm. It sounds like you're still saying average, and I'm saying it's not average. We're talking about above average. We're talking about
beauty does not cost. Cole, sex is free.
It does cost.
Saying that.
What beauty costs? What are you?
Beauty is free.
Beauty is free. It's free.
That's something you
what
have.
What aspect of beauty is free? What? Okay, wait. What aspect? Even if they don't have it, they're paying to get it based off of.
Who's paying?
This response.
That's
what I'm saying. Why is the argument that y'all are paying for
BBLs,
it?
That's not beauty though. That's just fun.
Cole, you need to hang out with better men. I don't know which.
Better people. If that's the case, better people.
Yeah,
in general.
These guys are tricks.
For real. Like for real.
I think the difference that Cole, you can correct me, but I think there's a difference between what you guys are saying when you say be presentable. She needs to look good. You're talking about just her beauty. Is she, run a comb through her hair, pull that thing together. You know what I'm saying? Put on an outfit that looks nice on her. You know what I'm saying? What if she does wear makeup, something just that looks nice and natural and classy, nothing over the top, nothing overdone. You're just talking about, you literally are because see, Cole, they're men. You have to remember that. They don't understand what goes into the process.
Oh, come on.
Clearly, they
Making
don't.
themselves presentable so much. So they're just talking about a woman's natural beauty, really, and just her, making sure she's full together, right? So like, is she, you know what I'm saying, not going out looking like you put effort into yourself, right? And then there's the standard of beauty that exists in society, right? Which is a little different. That's the standard that has women running to do lashes and lipo 360 and extensions, lace fronts, implant, those types of standards, right? I don't think that's what we're talking about right now. I think that's a whole other standard of beauty. I think what we're talking about is how a woman carries herself and how she presents herself to the world, right? Like Sybil said, if you're not a Kelly Rowland lookalike, however, you know how to dress your body, you know how to present yourself, you know how to do your hair in a style that fits you, you know how to present yourself to the world where you are pulled together and you look nice. You look nice. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what the men are saying. And I think for us as women, we know that even though that is just us, that's classified as just a woman looking nice, we know that there's still an amount of effort that goes into that as well. You don't just wake up every day and look nice. There is still an amount of effort that goes into you doing your hair, into you taking care of your skin so that you can be without makeup on, into going to the gym and pulling yourself together. There's still effort that goes into all of that, right? So it does have a cost. Of course, everything unfortunately has some cost involved, right? But I think that's different. The standard is different, right? Like Cole, we this year we not keeping up with the standard that society set. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're doing what's right for us. We're prioritizing our health, and our health does not mean that we need to be real thin. We need to be waif out here. That's not what we're doing. Okay. We're taking care of ourselves. We're prioritizing taking care of ourselves. And I think if we prioritize taking care of ourselves, then we won't fall into the category of women that, we'll be good. We'll be good. I think the biggest thing is, as women, we have to ignore the standard and the conditioning that's sort of being, hoisted at us, I think we have to ignore that. And if we ignore that, then what the men are saying is just take care of yourself.
But
right. Hey, go ahead, Vince. It's on you next, man. Go ahead.
I have my little two-cent in here. I think I'm an average looking guy. But once people see my wife, it's a little different. Like, when they see my wife, I get more attention, especially for women, because they're like, And my wife is very, very nice. She's attractive, but she is very, very nice. Always smiling, always pleasant. So, like, I went to the bank for years, and they didn't see my wife. She goes into the bank a couple times. Now it's, oh, how's your wife doing? Smiling all in my face. I'm like, and I think it's more so of, if he has a wife that pretty, it must be something about her. And so that's why my wife, a lot of times, like, sometimes I'll forget my ring or something. And she's like, you got your ring on? I'm like, you don't want me to wear this ring. That's when I really get attention. And it just is what it is. I mean, my wife, makes me look better. I have a lot of people have said, man, you look so much better since you married Remy.
So
Okay,
let me ask you this, Vince. So is it because this is the real question. Is it how the woman that you have looks, or is it the marriage?
I think it's because my wife is very attractive, but she's also very, very nice, and she's a kept woman. So I think a lot of that is maybe a little like, wow, she is really happy. My wife is always smiling. If you ever to meet my wife in the market, she's smiling, she's friendly, and she's always put together. Like, I walk out the house with anything on. She don't walk her. She's always put together. She's always look like she going somewhere. So I think it's more so if he got her, then it must be something about him. And I
But
think
that's why
that's more intriguing for women. Because it's usually only two things, the dick game or the money game. But it could be both.
No, I hear that, man. And that's why I asked the question. That's why I asked the question, right? Because there's a lot of men out here that have ladies. Let's just say they got baddies, but they not married. So do they get the same respect?
It's marriage.
Or get
It's marriage too. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Because there's plenty of dudes out here that's unmarried that's got chicks, but they don't get the same respect that a husband gets. Yeah, when a husband comes into a room to do a business deal, first of all, people are typically ready to support your marriage because they look at it as you doing something right. So let me do this deal with my man because he got a family, he got kids, he about to put in college. So they're like, let me go ahead and do this $1 million deal. But if I was a single dude, an unmarried dude, and I had me a little chick on my side, they're not gonna rush to do business with me because then they're gonna be looking at me like, hold on, man. So you're not the committal type of cat. So I don't know if I should be doing business with you. You might want to pull out the deal once we get into this money, right? So see, that's why I said, is it just the looks of the woman, the aesthetics of the woman, or is it the marriage and the commitment? Because see, typically when a dude is married, it says multiple things. It says that he's not afraid to commit. It says that he definitely has a level of respect. He definitely has a level of accountability. He's probably most likely a provider mindset, so he's not gonna be playing with the money and doing no risky stuff because he got a family that he got his name on. So it speaks to the man's character.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said for me, it sounds like that's the piece that's doing it is the marriage. It's not necessarily just physically how your woman looks. Because I said it's all type of dudes out here that's by themselves that's got chicks, and they not getting no deals based on that. So yeah, I just wanted to provide that clarity right there. Okay, cool. Appreciate that, man. Let me circle to JR because I know JR been trying to say something. JR, you still down there, man? Is he there? You there, JR? I can't hear him. Can y'all hear him? Okay.
Oh.
JR, we can't hear you. Say it again. I thought I just heard him.
Nothing.
No, we can't hear you, JR. You might have to drop off and come back in. I can't hear your audio, man. Yeah, I can't hear you, JR. Yeah, you may have to drop off and come back on. Okay, anybody else want to say anything? Because I'll keep us. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I said real quick. I guess everyone else pretty much done said what I would said. Listen, you got in the Bible, you got Adam and Eve, Ruth and Boaz, Sarah and Abraham, and they describe these women as very beautiful, like attractive. I think there's one story where the guy had got one wife. It wasn't the one, it was a sister. He worked for 7 more years, and he was like, no, this is the one I want. Because just beauty is something that man just strive for, right? And we understand that the more attractive a woman is, obviously externally, because we're not going to play these games. Well, it's in the inside. It's the heart that matters. Yeah, we get that. The spirit, all that, that's cool. But there has to be a physical attraction there. And that is going to be a physical appearance. Now, some women are blessed with I guess, better genetics, so to speak. But every woman has the capacity to work on themselves to max out their potential. And a lot of women choose not to. So you can go, people say, how these beauty costs money. It doesn't cost. For me to look the way I look.
Joe, I want to grab that right there. Hold on. Let me grab what you just said. So you said most women choose not to. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? Why do you think women choose not to essentially improve on themselves or do that work? Why do you think that is?
It's a good question. Complacency, as well as a lack of shame. So there's this movement of it's okay to be big. It's okay to be unkempt. It's okay to take shortcuts. The shortcuts being BBLs, a lot of cosmetics, a lot of fake up, which includes hair, nails, and all this other stuff, additions, as opposed to having a diet that would allow your hair to grow naturally, having a diet that would clarify your face and not have all those pimples and blue. If to cover all that up, it takes a lot more money and effort to do that than it is to eat a clean and simple diet. To take out the foods that you like to eat, the hot Cheetos that you're addicted to, the oils that you like to eat on fried food, and all these other things. It takes discipline, but it doesn't take more money. It takes a lot less. I know because I look at my food bill and it is significantly lower compared to when I was eating whatever the hell I wanted to eat. You go on the outside of the shopping center of the food grocery store, and you get the meats and you get the stuff that grows from the earth. You get the stuff that it's much cheaper, the eggs, the beef, but we want the stuff in the middle of the aisles because it's faster, convenience, laziness, complacency. That's the issue. And you have a society that says it's okay to be, lackadaisical. It's okay because you can be accepted. Lizzo made it. She got the man of her dreams. You can too. Yay!
Lizzo lost weight
No,
though.
she didn't.
Clock that.
She did before she got the man she got. So she was in the it wasn't until she started losing weight, you notice how much happier she was. But she was the poster child for look how big I am and celebrating it and said big girls need love too. You need to love yourself first. And then when you love yourself, she's learning that. But the issue is that she promoted that for so long that you had a lot of women believe in that. It didn't used to be that way. It used to be you're slim, you work out, either you go to the gym, or in my case, I stay at home. I don't want to pay for that. I go outside and work out. And for a woman, I get it. I don't want to go outside. You can be at home. Go in the garage, push-ups, squats, dips, simple stuff. Running in place, dancing like we used to do. That's it. So that's why I think women, to answer your question, Quay, that is my answer to that question.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Coco. I see you want to respond. Go ahead, Coco. I'm gonna check back with JR.
So this right here, and I'm gonna cook real quick so JR can get in because he didn't get to get in. This is okay. What we're not doing in 2026. This y'all, we not gonna do. We're not gonna make any more excuses. This is it. It's too much work. 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 That's why. So let me put on the faja. Let me put on the shapewear. Let me do lipo 360. And listen, GLP-1s. Listen, y'all can feel however y'all want to. I still feel like it's a cheat code, but hey, do you? And it is what it is. Like, it's too much work and people don't want to do the work. They just don't want to do the work. And what we're not doing is making excuses, right? Like, I know we're talking about aesthetics, but let's just be so honest. Right now, even more than the aesthetics, guys, we are unhealthy. We're unhealthy. Like, we are. So while we're talking about the way we look, how about how we feel? Y'all know y'all don't feel good. Tired all the time, joints achy, you can't do one squat. You know what I'm saying? Because your joints start locking up on you. You can't walk from the basement to upstairs like without being winded. Like, we're unhealthy. So while we're stuck on the aesthetic of it, let's just be honest. This is not healthy. We can't be carrying this no more. Like, stop being lazy. You're lazy. You're being lazy. And I can say this because I spent some time being lazy. I spent time being excuses. Oh, it's this, oh, it's this, oh, it's that, or hormones. All that. Yeah, girl. Just do what you need to do, girl. Just do what you need to do. Just do what you need to do. Do what you need to do. Stop eating. You know what you need to stop eating? Stop eating. You know what happened when I stopped eating? I started losing weight. Shocking. Stop eating. Just stop. Stop thinking about food all the time. Stop obsessing about food all the time. Stop watching the commercials. Stop. Just stop. All of it. Just stop. Do what you need to do. If you sick and tired of running in circles, the men get on the panel and you get triggered because they start talking about they want a good looking woman on their arm. You get triggered when people start talking about, black women is overweight. You get triggered when women get on the internet and tell y'all that if you overweight, you shouldn't be dating anyway. You're not ready for a relationship. Stop being triggered because it's all true. If you don't care enough about yourself If you're not motivated enough to take care of yourself, then how is a man supposed to trust that you could take care of him and the family? You're not even doing the work to take care of yourself. It's just one of you. Y'all say a man is emotional labor, he physical labor, a man add all this labor. You're not even taking care of yourself, though. You all by yourself. It's only you to worry about. So let's stop making excuses. We're not doing that no more. One thing I will agree with Joe, like it may have sounded a certain way and maybe it came off a certain way, but at the end of the day, you can't control all of these things. A lot of times the root of the problem is food. It's what you're eating, it's what you're taking in, it's the environment you're in. Change those things, you can change your situation. These men are not asking you to be a beauty queen. That's not. See, when we hear men say they want an attractive woman, we go to Barbie. Our mind goes right to Barbie. Our mind go right to Beyonce or somebody. That's where our mind go. That's where it go. But Joe name dropped earlier, and he name dropped somebody that I actually really like, Maya. She's vegan. She eats healthy.
Wow.
She takes care of herself.
She can get it.
So at the end of the day, you know, it's really just it's about you deciding that you want the change and then making the change. We ain't making no more excuses. We're not blaming it on men. Men are not asking for too much. We just got to do better. Sorry.
Okay, I appreciate that right there. Let me come down to JR. I know you've been trying to get on. JR, let's try it again, man. Go ahead and try to say something if you're still there.
Hello, yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, no, Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought, but so we can move on. I'll just jump to the next question or next video. So.
You say you're going to wait? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'll wait. Yeah, because that's my train of thought from what I want to ask.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll just carry on with the next question.
Okay. All right, cool.
Marjorie was trying to call my card. She was like, he's talking all this mess, but what does he look like? You can see what I look like in that profile picture. I mean, listen, I ain't had no complaints. So listen, I'll practice what I preach. I'm not one of those guys like, you got to do this. I ain't telling no one to do nothing that I'm not doing myself. Yeah, it is a little bit of work, but you should enjoy the effort, because when you look at yourself in the mirror, a lot of people can't look at themselves in the mirror because they're ashamed of what they see. So they know it before they even go out into the world and then try to convince the world that there's no shame. We naturally look at ourselves. We just have an instinct of, okay, I am in good shape. Your body will reflect how you eat and how you take care of yourself and your discipline. It just will, which creates the aesthetic. So the discipline comes before the aesthetic. Right. So a lot of women's issue, they want the aesthetic before the discipline. So that's where Coco mentioned all of the shortcuts, the lipo, the surgery, the fillers, and all this other stuff. Listen, get out into the sun a little bit more. Go walking a little bit more. If you build your body naturally, you're going to be proud of what you see in the mirror first, and it's going to reflect into the outside world. You can't respect them. Imagine if a man got a prosthetic penis. Imagine if he got fake muscles put on his body. Oh, wow, you look like you're strong, but he doesn't have the strength. He looks like you do. Because it's like this man actually put in the work to look the way he does. So we naturally want to see the same in a woman. Every woman has that potential, which is what I was speaking about. It's potential, but it's squandered and wasted away because it's easier to go down the lazy road. And it is for me too. But I can't, when I look at myself in the mirror, call it arrogance, call it vanity, but it makes me want to put in that extra little work. It makes me not want to pick up that ice cream that I used to enjoy eating to soothe my issues. It makes me want to just get down and do push-ups instead. So because I see what I see in the mirror, and it's like, oh, okay, this is what I do it for. So a lot of people shut that off in their brain and they decide, I'm going to go the easy route. And it comes with a price. Easy always comes with a price, unfortunately, for men and for women. So yes, Marjorie, I practice what I preach, and I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, you was talking to the comments. Oh, okay, my bad. I was like, wait a minute, who was he talking? Okay, so okay. I got one quick question, and we're gonna move on to the next video. So you, Joe, you mentioned Maya. So let me go do some digging real fast. Hold on, let me go do some digging. Let me do some digging real quick.
See
if we can get there.
She's been bad for 30 years.
Boom. There we go.
See,
All
now,
right.
look, now,
So
come
there you go,
on.
Maya. There you go, Maya, right there. So say she's 46 years old. So let me ask you this, Joe. Let me ask you this. So we know that it is not.
Screenshot this.
No. So we know that it's not realistic. We know that it's not realistic that every woman is going to look like this, right? My question to you would be, let's say, then we're gonna move on. So give me a quick response, and we're gonna move to the next video. My question to you would be: are men today willing to get with a woman genuinely who's not at this point, but still rock with her as she goes through her process to improve herself? That's for you, Joe. Straight to you.
You know, it depends if the woman would be willing to do the same for the man in that process phase, right? Because
Hold on. Don't flip it. You can't. I'm not gonna let you flip it. Straight like this. If the woman is working, so if she doesn't look like this right now, so let's just say she's in a raw state. Mm-hmm. Are you willing as a man, do you think men are willing to get with her in her raw state and rock out with her as she tries to work on herself and improve herself and adjust, get her weight in order and all of that? Do you think men are willing to rock out with her as she works through that process to get to this Maya position that we're looking at right now?
If it's obvious she's committed to it and she's been doing it consistently, but she's kind of, let's just say she's 300 pounds and she's only started doing the workout 2 months ago, she lost 20 pounds. There are some men who would say, you know what? I see what she can be here. She has the mindset. She's doing it already. I don't have to drag her out the house. She's doing it. She just maybe needs a little extra push. There are some men who are willing to do that. It's like there are some women who are willing to deal with a man who may not be where he wants to be in his career. And she said, okay, I see something in him. But a lot of women aren't willing to do it. So it just depends on the person. Would I be willing to do it? I would have to see her. For me, it would have to be maybe more than 15 pounds weight loss, maybe 70. Then I say, okay, maybe there's something there. Maybe. And then I rock with that. Other qualities. Because I know she's going to get there. But every man has a threshold. For some men, they might not even care. That's their own self-esteem issues. Oh, I like what I like. Cool. She can stay 300 pounds. Cool. Some men, they say, well, she's at the gym. I can work with that. For a man like me, personally, I would look at it and say, it's hard for me to see the end product. I would have to see something that's closer to, okay, this is what I like now. But that's just me. Okay. Maybe that's vain. I don't know, but that's me.
There's nothing wrong with that, Joe. Joe, he could have just said no, thank you. He just said no, thank you, because that's what I'm saying.
Come on.
No, thank you.
100%.
But you see what I'm saying? So see, how is that? Hold on, Beatboxer and Joe. How is that going to inspire the ladies, man?
Quay, you got to make one caveat.
Go ahead.
She's 46 years old, never been married, doesn't have any children.
Right.
Most 46-year-old women has had children, and that changes your body structure, your weight, everything else. If you don't get right back in the gym, so she kind of cheating.
I thought we was just talking about I
ain't had no kids.
Yeah, I'm with you, Vince. I understand where you're going with it. I thought we were just using her as like a healthy beauty type of stuff.
Yeah.
I wasn't talking about attitude because I don't know what her attitude like, y'all. I don't know. I can't vouch.
Yeah, I'm really talking to. No, I doubt it. I'm really talking
appearance.
Yeah, I'm talking right, but I'm talking the mindset though. As for a lot of men out here today, would you be willing to get with a young lady who ain't there? So she basically raw. She may, let's just say she a little overweight, she rough around the edges. Would you be willing to rock out with a woman while she, says, you know what, I got to get myself together, to get my physical together, get my health together and all that? Would you be willing to rock out with her as she works through that process to get to the Maya position, or however you want to refer to it?
Depends on how far she got to go.
Yeah, that's it.
Mr. Price, we're not, Mr. Price, I'm not
Depends on how far
Jesus.
she got to
Come
go.
on.
We can't do that.
Wait. Hold on.
Hey, if she got to lose 200
Oh,
pounds,
Listen to
that's
him.
gonna take some time.
Listen to it. No, listen to it. Listen to it.
but wait a minute. But y'all want oh wow. This terrible. But y'all want somebody. Wait a minute. But y'all said y'all don't want a woman waiting for y'all at the finish line for y'all to be ready made and done. And
I never said that. I never said that. I never said that. I believe a man should be close to the finish line to get what he wants.
I
never
with
said
Vince
that.
too. I
agree with Vince.
I agree with
now y'all agree.
No. Like,
now y'all agree with that.
Line.
Cole. I'll be honest with you.
Oh my God.
I'm 41. I've worked hard to get to where I'm at. I deserve this. Like, not just saying I deserve it. I earned it. Exactly. So no, I'm not gonna wait for somebody to catch up. When I was 20, 23, 30, for sure, I had time. But I deserve this. I earned this. My wife is not, Kelly Rowland. But my wife is exceptionally presentable, and she's a good person. She makes all the snacks for my kids from scratch. She does all the things that make her attractive, and people see that when she's out in public. Would I, even for the baddest girl, Maya, physically, baddest girl in the world, can sit there and say, you can have me, you can have this. But if she's still working on everything else, I ain't got time for her either.
Yeah.
It's about that whole package. I'm not going to build with somebody at 41. What do I look like?
Hell no.
Crazy.
You ain't got no time to be building.
Not at all.
You do some add-ons,
on.
maybe. We add on some stuff, but we ain't building nothing.
Yeah, we agree with the women on that. I agree with the women. Listen, you can't be like, listen. A lot of these guys.
Then take these women. Take these women then. And I hear y'all. So then take these women. These women that is waiting for y'all to be, in a certain position, and they're at the finish line. Okay, so then I don't. Okay, so fine. If that's how y'all feel, cool. Then when these women are saying, "I want a dude who has his life together," he's at a certain point. He's earning a certain thing. He's acquired a certain thing. Yeah. So if you're saying that, so then take these women. But y'all are saying y'all don't want them
because they got children, Miss Coco. They got other
stuff.
But they got all these other things going on.
These we take the woman that looked out for us when we were younger.
Come on.
We take the woman that took us when we were younger and building. Like, I didn't take a finish line girl. I took the girl that built with me. And because she's good, because she's solid, forever together. Like, I'm not going anywhere. And that's because she built with me. I wouldn't marry a finish line girl. I'd max one out and then throw her back to the streets from which she came. I'm not looking to be with that person that waits at the finish line because they have a lack of character. You got to get that girl that gets it out the trenches with you. And I think that's like that disconnect that the red pill has, is they ask for all these things in life and they ain't half of it. Like, DJ Academics is short and chubby, but he's talking about he need an absolute baddie. So yes, he gets the girl with the BBL because of the shortcuts he takes. He qualifies for the woman that takes those shortcuts. And then he wonders why they steal from him. He wonders why they trying to take all his money. It's because you're around shit people. And if you are a shit person, regardless of how much money you have, that's all you're going to get. And if you're a woman that's not physically attractive, and like that does affect how you act, how you present, like to your soul, that affects you. If you're not taking care of yourself internally, physically, then you just don't qualify for a certain level of man. And you can keep asking for it, but you'll see that there's less people getting married, and there's less people dating within their race, and there's more people going overseas to get what they want. Like, good quality men get what they want. They have the choice.
Okay, so what are women to do? Okay, so, and I'm asking because I really want y'all to answer this, right? So what does a woman do who honestly is in a position that Quay just mentioned? Maybe, maybe she had a rough go of it, or some things, got off the rails, and now she's trying to reel it back in, trying to get things together. So like, what do y'all tell that woman? What do you, because she wants to be with somebody too, and she recognized, okay, made a couple not so great choices. Now I got to reel it in, got to get it together. What's y'all feeling about that? Because that's what Quay is asking. Like, do y'all don't have no hollers for that girl, or what's her options?
You got to understand where your strengths are. You might be a little overweight, but you're pleasant, but you're cooperative. You're able to partner with the man. You're able to build with the man. You're able to be his helpmeet. And really, the very successful men they have average looking women, most of them. It's not like they walking around with 12s. They got with somebody who they were evenly yoked with. I think we're making too much of the appearance thing. But see, the problem is with a lot of women, they don't understand what men want. So you can have all that, but then they'll say, "Oh, I got a good job." That's not what a man wants who has money. He wants you to say, "I can partner with him. I can compromise with him. I'll be his helpmate. I'll be the one he can depend." He don't need your couple dollars. See, that's the problem. It's like a man who wants an attractive woman and he broke. It's just not gonna work. I don't care how nice he is. I don't care how much he loves God and all that. It ain't gonna work because eventually she gonna want some money. We see it every day. These women who are millionaires and they married 100,000 there. It's not gonna work. I don't care how good of a man he is. It's not gonna work.
Okay.
But they can't get the millionaire because they don't offer what the millionaire wants.
Right.
How did it, if that's the case, Benson, how did the Tabitha and Chance relationship work out? Because that's exactly the way you described. Tabitha and Chance, she's that vegan sister who,
but she just got famous. They built it together, and she's not like a multi-millionaire. He's a police officer. Okay, let's take for instance Todd and Kandid. Wasn't gonna work. Way too much income difference, and they might stay together. I don't know, but it's way too much income difference. It just is, and he's not a bum.
No, he's not a bum, but that's her level though. I'm not talking about money.
But she doesn't feel like that's her level, or that big mouth ass mama, or her friends. You got to understand the people who are surrounding your marriage too, who have an opinion on your partner. She lets her mama disrespect, and it just is what it is. It's hard because you built it, just like I said, you built these lives as individuals. Now, it'd have been different if it was like a T.I. and Tiny. They've been married for 30 years.
She was with him before he became famous.
They built it together. So if he was to ever fall off, it's different when you built it by yourself and somebody is coming along with you. Because that's the difference between men and women. It's just different. A woman don't want to take care of no man. I don't care what nobody say. She don't. And it's not going to happen.
Mm. Okay. All right. We'll leave that just like that. It is what it is.
And then people, wait a minute. And then people always use Oprah and Stedman. Oprah don't have no kids. And Stedman ain't no bum. Stedman already had and then Oprah actually said, I didn't marry Stedman because I didn't want him to feel those pressures of me being his wife. And I guess he's okay with that. So you can't even use them because that's something totally different.
No, you can't use them, man. Stedman got other chicks anyway. Civil.
Hey,
I ain't stupid.
They say Oprah do too.
No, she probably do. I ain't stupid. Stedman got other chicks. I know what that is. So he like, it's whatever. Yeah, I know what that is. Hey, Sybil, I saw you. You want to say something real quick, Sybil? You good, man? I thought you was going to say something. Go ahead.
Oh, no, just 100% agreement with Vince. And it's just like that flip that when a dude talks about what they want, especially even if they do qualify for it, there's just pushback from it. And that is the one thing I don't understand. It's like a lot of guys ask for it, but if you genuinely earned it, why is there pushback on that? Like it just doesn't make sense to me that just triggers.
You should accept less. Don't you want a lesser? Don't you want someone who's coming up along the way? You made it. Great. But don't you want someone who's 5, 6, 7 rungs below you so you can, watch them climb up the ladder? You're already at the top. Don't you just kind of want to cheer them on? It's like, why can't I have the person who's kind of like 1 or 2 rungs below me? Or ideally, right there where I'm at. Why can't I have that? So, I mean, listen, I don't fault women for saying the same thing. If they are at a certain position, I don't say, oh, they should, she's a multi-millionaire. He's with this guy who's working he's a bus driver. I wouldn't say, well, she should just, why don't you want the guy like him? He's an honest, hardworking man. I mean, like he is. That's not the point. But it's like that. There's a difference in mindset. It's not even just income. It's the mindset it takes to earn the kind of money that she has. She's bringing someone in who might not have that mindset, who could sabotage that, what she's built up. So it's not even just about, oh, she has money, he don't, you shallow. No, it's the mindset it takes to acquire that. And you want to generally be around people who are at the level that you are at mentally, emotionally, to handle that kind of, I guess, status, that kind of wealth that comes with it. And that person is most likely going to be where you are at or close to it. So it's just like a social standing that you kind of want to be similar, as close as possible. It's never going to be perfect, but there's a reason. It's not just I have more money than this person, I don't want to deal with that person. The mindset part is the most important part.
I got you. Okay, we're gonna keep moving. Let's say I got we might do one more, then we get up out of here. So I ain't gonna be on here all night.
Me 2.5 years of dating to finally admit that I have extremely low tolerance for men that need me to teach them how to court me. The men that need you to teach them how to show that they interested. Oh, I can't do it. I have low tolerance for it because I feel like you're lazy. I feel like you aren't trying to put in any level of effort. You mean to tell me we've been on the phone for months if you never paid attention to the type of perfumes I use, or you know that I go to restaurants and you never paid attention to what could be my favorite meal? I never expressed to you what I was craving or what I wanted or where I wanted to go, and you mean to tell me you waiting for me to tell it to you? And what really makes you realize that you have a low tolerance for the ones that don't is when you run across a guy that does. I've experienced both sides of the spectrum. I've experienced lazy men that just want to take the easy way out, and I've experienced men that know they may not know you specifically, but they go try everything. They go send stuff to your house just because they're going to find out your business address and send stuff to your job without doing research. They go put a little
cut her short. Okay. Yeah, I think that was it. Cut her short. But so y'all heard what the young lady had to say. Let me get these comments and I'm gonna come right back to the panel. See, Diamond said, let's see, that type of guy intimidates her. Yeah, that intimidation always be up in there. I appreciate that comment. See, y'all heard what the young lady had to say. I'm coming straight to Beatbox. I can see it all over his face. Beatbox, what's up, man? You shaking your head heavy over there. What's up, man?
Yeah, men are not mind readers. I'll just use myself as an example with my wife when we started dating. You want to learn and be you want to learn the person you're with, but there's certain things you might not even know, right? At all. So you need to tell me. And I was intentional with that. I would tell her, hey, if I say something that you don't like, let me know. If I'm doing something you don't like, let me know. If I'm doing something out of all those things, I think there's communication there. But if I shouldn't have to figure all that out. I need to you got to help me a little bit. And I think some women, I've said this before, I think a lot of women think they're the main characters and they think everybody else are NPCs. We're at a woman's whim and we got to be jesters and figure it out. Like she said, we're figure out. No, you got to tell me a little, you got to tell me, act like I'm 5. Tell me A, B, C, D, what you like. And I'll try to do that. And thirdly, I think women miss that some of this courting stuff that they claim they want, they make fun of men who do it. Right? We've had situations where men left a man oh, let me write you a poem, let me give you some flowers, let me do this and that. You get made fun of. Or if you're dealing with a woman who's more materialistic, where was that Birkin bag at? All that flower stuff is nice. So there's a lot of things going on. and she's too old to be talking like that. And by the way, if you ran into men who are doing all that and they're intentional, as she says, why aren't you with them? Be with that man. I don't get stay. It's fun. It's like when I hear women say that. Well, I was been with men who are millionaires. So why didn't that work out? Or I've been with a white man. Why aren't you with the white man? What happened with that? Like I hear stuff like that all the time. You get with that guy you claim is so great, and leave me the hell alone.
Okay, and I appreciate that right there. Go ahead, Vince. I'm gonna repose in a minute. Go ahead.
She lost me when she said she was talking to somebody on the phone for 2 years. He just not that into you. He don't like you.
I was about to say
Period.
that, Vince.
You talk to somebody for 2 years and they ain't asked you out on a date. He just don't like you.
That's real.
I think everybody have been there where you just don't like somebody just don't like you. So they don't take the effort. Get it through your greasy head.
I thought I was the only one.
You wild for that.
Get it
Coco,
through
you
your
want to
greasy
co-sign?
head.
No, I mean, I'm sorry, Vince, but I just had to say that. I thought I was the only one that saw that. Like, the first thing I thought was that he not into you, girl. He ain't put no effort in because he not into you like that. He don't like you like that. You know, so like B-Boxer said, if you came across a man that was willing to do all that, then he liked you. He really was interested in you. He that's why he listened when you spoke. He listened to you talk about what you like, what you crave, what you want, because he cared about you on that level. So that's the dude you should have been with. But what happened there, I don't know. But yeah, the dude you was on the phone with, yeah, it's not just I'm of the mind that a man that is for you and about you, he's going to pay attention when you speak. He's going to hear you talk about this one perfume that you always wear, and he's gonna know what that is. So he's gonna clock it because he's like, okay, when her birthday comes around, that's what I'm gonna get her, you know. Or I know she likes tulips. That's her favorite flower. So, you know, I'm just gonna pop up, you know, with a bouquet of tulips. I know she likes those. Or just he's gonna watch, you know, he come to your house or your apartment or whatever, and he sees that you got this or you do this or you do that. Like he's gonna clock all of that. Because he is paying attention to you. He's specifically paying attention to what you say and what you do. So I do think that there's a level of that exists. And ladies, if he's not at least trying, he may not get it perfect all the time, but if he's if he's not even trying, then he's not that into you.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Joe, go ahead, Joe.
I mean, I'm glad that you understand the Coco, because it looked like you would almost be similar in age to her in the video, but how she doesn't know what you just said at her age doesn't make any sense to me. She should know that. That's the kind of conversation I would expect a 20-some-year-old, a teenage girl to say. Maybe. But even I've met mature 20-some-year-old women who would speak the way you just spoke. They just kind of understand, like, okay, this man, if he really likes me, then he'll pick up on these little details that I want him to notice, because it'll demonstrate that he does care. I get into hyper listening mode. Like I'm zoned and focused on the woman, and she can literally feel it. How penetrating her with my gaze, I'm just like focused. Okay, everything you hear, because I'm genuinely interested in her, because I'm attracted to her. But the same woman, if she was in a different body, different personality, had the same conversation. If I didn't like her, same conversation, I would zone out. And the women talk about, what are you thinking about? I ain't thinking about nothing. Yeah, we get like that. But then we flip the script. It was about a woman that we really are into. And I did that one time with a woman, and she was shocked when I could repeat almost verbatim what she said for the last 5 minutes to her own brother. She's like, she just talking out to her. I'm like, And then the brother came in and said, yeah, what was y'all talking about? And she said, oh, well, you can tell them what we talked about. And I literally did that. She was just like, what the hell? I was like, yeah, I like you. But it can be the total opposite. You can be talking 5 minutes later. What did we just talk about? Well, I'm sorry, what? If I don't like you. That's the biggest tell. Now, lastly, with her situation is she's probably talking to men that she's into. but who aren't into her enough to remember those details. But yet she ignores the men who do remember those details. You know, oh, he likes these. He just knows I like these kind of flowers. I remember saying that, but I don't like them though, right? But it's the guy that she wants that he's not into her like that the way she's into him. So she's trying to make something. Oh, you're complaining about the guy who isn't into you. He never will be. It's not something he grows into. It's something that happens almost instantaneously. It's, I'm interested in you right now. I'm listening. You can't make me grow into listening to you and absorbing what you are about and your essence and your personality, your character, so that I can reflect that back to you. You can't do it. It has to happen from the very beginning. So she said several months, she tried to fit a square, circle hole into a square peg. She tried. And a lot of women try to do that. But I like this guy. Eventually, he's going to start caring about me like this. He never will. If it didn't happen within the first 10 minutes of the conversation, y'all mad, it's never going to happen. And at 40-some years old, she looked like, how do you not know this? Anyways, that's it.
No,
that's the game.
That's real right there, man. I appreciate that. Anybody else want to comment? I'm gonna get ready to wrap after this one. Go ahead, JR. It's on you, man. Then I go to Sybil.
Yeah, now I understand the point that men are lazy, but my question is, in 2026, why should men court women?
Oh, come on.
Go and explain yourself, JR. You know you can't leave that like that, man. Go and explain yourself, then I'm gonna come up here to Sybil, man. You can't leave that like that.
That was a question to the panel. Sorry, that was a question to the panel. Now, why should men court women in 2026?
Oh, well, that's easy, man. At the end of the day, you should court a woman because that's the right thing to do. It's just that simple, man. Because this is the thing, JR. I think a lot of our problem today is we don't appreciate each other like we used to. Yeah, we don't appreciate a nice woman like we used to. Women don't appreciate a nice man like they used to. Like we just don't. And the reason I say that is because we are now existing in 2026. A lot of the people before us, they didn't have a percentage of what we have now. And what I mean by that is I'm talking income, I'm talking housing, I'm talking education, I'm talking technology, I'm talking advancement. They didn't have all this social media. They didn't have all this stuff back then. Let's just be honest. Most folks was just getting by. They was paycheck to paycheck. You know, the annual paycheck might have been 30,000, 20,000, 10,000. But they appreciated each other. Yep, and when you appreciate each other, that's how you make things happen. Yeah, that's how you have marriages, you know what I'm saying, with a husband only making some thousands of dollars a year with 5, 6, 7 kids, with your wife not working. That's how that's possible. Because at the end of the day, you got to appreciate each other. You got to want to work together. You got to want to partner and build together. Like, that's how that happens. It wasn't just based off of finances. Yep. So I think we've kind of lost that appreciation and respect, for that matter, for each other. So at the end of the day, when we're talking about a man finding a woman that is going to essentially be his eventually, well, hopefully his wife, his companion, the mother of his children, his lifelong support as they both get old, and she got to open up his prescription bottles and he got to open her prescription bottles. You got to have some appreciation for that person. Yeah, we talking about the person you getting ready to go to work and she like, let me iron your shirt for you real quick. Or you over here talking about I'm sick and she like, let me run up here to the CVS, get you something for your stomach. Like, you just got to be some appreciation for each other. Yep, and the same thing from her. Yep, you know what I'm saying? Or the same, you know, you get what I'm saying on the flip side, right? But it's like we just don't have that. So going back to your question, why should we court women in 2026? Because at the end of the day, if this is the woman that you choosing to be yours, it shouldn't be no problem to court her. Let's just be real. Yeah, it shouldn't be no problem to take her out, show her a nice time. Because at the end of the day, if she the right one, she gonna show you a nice time in more ways than one. If she's gonna be ready to be your wife, she's gonna be ready. If she got to let that job go and stay home and hold down the family or whatever, because that's what you asked her to do, then that's what it is. Yeah, so it shouldn't be no problem to get her some tulips. You know what I'm saying? If that's what she like. If she like Eddie V's, then run over to Eddie V's on the Friday joint. Let her get a couple little what the ladies eat, surf and turf, whatever they doing. Go on, run and let her go and do a little thing. Like, it shouldn't be no problem. Yep, and if she the right one, she gonna do the same thing for you. She know you like that little meal. She gonna make sure that happens. She know you like that little thing she do. She gonna go and do that. Yeah, so at the end of the day, that's why we should. Yeah, because it shows a level of appreciation. Yep, and we gotta, once again, we can't let go of all of the foundational things that worked from the past and that brought us together. Like, we can't let all that go. Yeah, but that's what I see folks want to do today. They want to let all that go. Yep, all the courting, all the moving correctly. They want to just throw all that out the door. But then still wonder why stuff ain't working. Like, that's not gonna work. And the same thing goes on the flip side for the ladies. Ladies, y'all can't throw out cooking. Let me just go there. Fellas like to eat. Y'all can't throw out cooking. Yeah, fellas like aesthetics. Let's just go there. Fellas like aesthetics. You can't just throw out, you know what I'm saying, taking care of yourself. You can't throw that out. It's not gonna work. They're flipping it back to the fellas. Fellas, the ladies, they like men. They like manly men. They want you to handle some business. Yeah, they want you to handle some bills. They want you to fix something. You know what I'm saying? They want you to straighten them out when they're out here clowning. They want you to, you know what I'm saying, have an answer when they come to you with the question. Like, that's just what it is. We can't throw all that out. We can't get rid of all of that. Because at the end of the day, foundationally, people still want the same things that they wanted 50 years ago. It ain't changed. It just look a little different. But it ain't changed. So, yeah, fellas still need the court to answer your question, JR. You know what I'm saying? Ladies still need to be nice. Ladies still need to be cute out here. Like, we can't throw everything away. But I know that's what we're trying to do, man. But, man, let me get us up out of here. Go ahead, Jordan. Let me get us up out of here. Go ahead, man.
To answer this question, my thing is, if you have to ask the question, then, you know, then you shouldn't do it. If you have to be convinced or explain as to, like, why it should be done, everything that Quay just said, it would be like the one woman that you could ask that question now and say, well, this is how I feel at the moment. But you come across a woman that you feel compelled to do those things that Quay said naturally, you'll want to just take care of her, look after her. You're not going to want to play with her. Who that woman is for you, no one knows. Only you would know. But you also have to be intentional in wanting to seek that kind of woman. So if you have the mindset that I'm not deserving of such a woman, then there isn't a woman worth courting. In a lot of ways, I think that could also be a reflection on you. Like, are you not the kind of man that who feels like he is worth courting a woman who is of worth? Because if you don't feel like, oh, she's not worth courting, not like in a typical sappy kind of way, but like leading her towards an end goal, not just the bedroom, but towards stability, a foundation, wanting to marry her for the purpose of starting a family, having something solid, and like Quay said, companionship. I mean, that's kind of like the number one thing. It started off with Adam and Eve. He wanted a companion. After everything he built, he literally sat there and named animals and shit. He did everything. Okay, cool. I got a built up body and cool. Dang, man, I'm still, after everything he had the world in his hands, but still, I want a woman by my side. I don't know what that is yet, but God, maybe you can kind of understand. Okay, I got you. Peep game. Boom, Eve. Companionship. Now he feels complete. So that's the reason why you should want to do it, so you can find your version of Eve, wherever she is and whoever she looks like. That's the way I would ask that question. And I'm speaking as a man who hasn't even gotten here yet. I have a intellectual, somewhat spiritual understanding of it. I don't have an actual practical understanding of it yet. So let's see. I'm in the same boat as you, JR. But I guess my mindset is a little bit different in how I approach it. I'm more intentional about it.
Okay, there it is. Appreciate that right there. All right, let me take some clothes, man. We're gonna get on up out of here, man. We kept it pretty close. We doing good. All right, cool. I'm coming across the top and the bottom. We gone. Coco, what's on you? You want to say anything before we get out of here?
I think we were waiting for Sybil to make a comment. I think he had a comment.
Oh, my bad.
I don't know if Sybil, did you still want to go before we close?
My bad, Sybil.
Yeah, just real quick. The reason why you should want to court a woman is because if you're with a woman that is deserving of being courted, then if you don't court her, you will lose her. You'll lose her immediately. Make sure that the women that you're surrounding yourself with are courtable. You know, I think I'm finally coming around to what Coco and Mr. Price have been saying in regards to don't just waste your time and your seed with all these scallywags. Legitimately, if you find a woman worth courting and a woman worth dating, jump on it, because it's like pickings are getting super slim out here. And outside of that, it kind of like cooking, like the little basics are super important, because if you want to have the type of man that goes out to be able to provide, and whatever level that is to what's, you know, working for you, if he's hungry, I mean, how is he going to do that? If he's eating fast food, if you're going out to eat all the time, how are you saving money? How are you providing the right amount of nutrition for somebody to be successful? Even if that's being nice to you, you know, not being stressed out, not always, you know, being hyper vigilant in what they do in life. The only way to get there is through doing the basics. That's a little bit of exercise, 30 minutes a day. That's eating the right foods. That's eating real food. Doing those things make you better. If you're a dude, you eat enough zinc, selenium, magnesium, your wife appreciates it later in the evening. These are all things that have to be done in order to be complete. And if you're complete, if you're working on being complete, you can be better for yourself and your family. Anything less than that, I mean, that means you fall lower on the rung and you get kind of what you get versus what you deserve.
That's real. It's real right there. Appreciate that. All right, we'll take this close and we go. Coco, what's on you? Go ahead.
Yeah, we're just gonna say black men are not high value. You know, I think this is something we missed this on our show, our New Year's Eve show. This is something we should leave in 2025 too. Like this whole topic of conversation around what high value is for men and women is none of us know. We don't have it. Everybody, if you ask 10 different people, both men and women, they're going to give you 10 different explanations for what a high value man or high value woman is. Because the truth is we've lost the plot and we don't even really know. We don't know what it is. And if we're valuing anyone based off what society says is valuable, then we definitely are off. We're way off. So, you know, at this point, it's like, how about we just start, putting in the effort to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. I think as women, if we start actually caring about who we are when we go out into the world and how we present ourselves to be when we go out into the world, then some of these issues we have with men will cease to exist. Part of the problem is we only want to be as how do I want to say it? We only want to care about what we want to care about when we want to care about it. So only when it suits our purpose do we care. How our hair looks, how our face looks, what we're wearing, how we present, if we're clean. We only care about our weight when it becomes a problem for us. And as long as we're comfortable with, you know, walking around with achy knees and, you know, short of breath, then it's not a problem. And we don't really like being called out about it, right? And for men, like the reason why this title might be triggering for a man is because, let's just be honest, men have gotten so you know, tired of hearing women say negative things about them and put them down to the point where now they don't want to take any accountability, even when honestly they need to, right? Like none of us are on point. All of us have something we need to work on. But the fact that we're arguing back and forth about who needs to work on what they need to work on more or first is crazy. Because it doesn't matter. If you're not presenting the best version of yourself, then what are we even talking about? Men, if you're not the best version of yourself, then you're not high value. And women, if you're not the best version of yourself, then you're not high value. We can even have that conversation. You already know what you need to work on. A lot of times we already know what our issues are. That's why we don't want anybody to say it. Because we're comfortable being less than. We like being mediocre. Mediocre is comfortable. It's comfortable. So we don't want anybody to tell us to have a higher standard. We don't want anybody to call us out. We don't want anybody to come to us with no type of expectations that's going to require us to do any real work because we like mediocrity. Let's just be honest. One thing we definitely need to be in 2026 is honest. We like mediocrity. That's why it's okay for us to get on this platform and talk about the same topics over and over again. Yes, we make sure those titles are extra triggering because we know you're going to click on them. We know you're going to click on them. We know you tired of hearing this. We know you tired of seeing the same thing over and over again. But you know what's interesting? You still here. You still here. So miss me. Miss me with the what you don't want to talk about. Miss me with the triggering stuff. Miss me with you don't want to hear. You tired of it. Miss me with all that. Because you're still here. So
okay, go on, let that out. V-Box is on you, man. Go ahead. Man.
God bless our people. Yeah, black men are not high value. I actually want to mention something that Cole says because I've heard Cole say this a couple of times that she feels as though men care about the veneer. Men are men, and we like what we like, right? But if we're talking about men like me or Civil or Mr. Price, guys who are married to Vince. It's much more than that. I think we were trying to explain that. Just because you look good doesn't mean you're a wifey material. I think we've said that before, right? Especially me and Civil. That's why we got in that big kind of argument about busting women down or not, right? But I think women got to get with that program because I think what has happened is now women think that because we're all beautiful, none of us are ugly, we're all 10s, we're all this and that. It's like delusion. It's like a lot of delusion, and it's really screwing up the game. So I think women just gotta get with it. And again, you don't have to be a Barbie, as Ms. Coco said. We're not asking for that. We're not asking the things that women are asking for. We're not asking for small waist with triple D's. Like that's not what men are asking for. Like we're just not. And in fact, we don't want that. That's not what we want. We just want you to look decent, look attractive, and be nice to me. That's the best. I just want you to be nice to me. I'm not asking for much. Just be nice to me. Be quiet most of the time. Leave me alone.
Oh, come on.
And do things to me at night as well. That's it. That's all men asking for. That's all. We're not asking for anything else. So I'm sorry, Cole, but that's just what we want.
Hey, he's gonna leave it like that. Okay. All right, Civil, it's on you, man.
Coco, for real, that was a mic drop moment. Like everything you said, 100% on point. Like 100% on point. Just happy New Year to everybody on the panel. Appreciate everybody coming out. It's been a couple weeks since I've been on, and I've been listening. That's why I've been making sure to comment. So just to throw out there to everybody in terms of how the algorithm works and what can help promote and move this show to a bigger audience. Like, comment, share. Literally everybody. Leave any comment, just say anything, like the video, dislike the video. That engagement, that creates momentum in the algorithm. And the more people that can see topics like this versus the topics that we cover and like that become gospel to them, that's how you can start making that change. Because a lot of times people out in the world will think that men want this ideal Barbie figure when in reality, that's not what we're looking for. Like we create this like this 0 or 10, and in reality, average used to be high value. That used to be a person that can support and take care of their family. Maybe they didn't go to vacations every year. Maybe they didn't go to Dubai. Maybe it was just Disneyland or Disney World. But there was a time when that was acceptable and that was enough. They didn't take pictures at restaurants that have, gastropubs and things like that. They just ate at home. There are people out there that still want that. And the more you look for that versus spending time out in these streets, the more money you'll have and accrue over time and the less headaches. That's how you avoid baby mamas. That's how you avoid baby daddies. Have high expectations for the people you're with and have high expectations for yourself, and then actually do it.
Simple as that, man. Simple as that, man. Appreciate that closeout. Cole, what you want to say before we get out of here, Cole? It's on you. If you, yeah, okay, go ahead.
To the topic, are Black men are not high value? I'm just gonna say I don't know to that because value, means something different to everybody. But I will say, because it's 2026, I mean, I'm not really commenting on what everybody should do. It's more so about what I should do. And from the conversation, I mean, I'm gonna just say I'm gonna just continue rolling with me and keep it moving.
Man, I don't know why I feel like it's some additional. You want to leave it like that, Cole? That's how you gonna close it. I feel like it's more to that, Cole. That's how you want to close it out.
Is it more to that?
Giving up, are you, Cole?
I wouldn't say giving up. I would just say I'm just at the point where I know what I need to work on, and I'm just gonna keep working on that. And it's not really too much disagreement or too much debate about anything outside of that. So why are you leading it?
I'm just checking. I'm just trying to make sure I'm sensing something, but I'm gonna let you close it out. That's where you want to leave it.
Nah. I just say I'm not really telling people what they should do. I just know what I'm doing, and what I'm doing is rolling and working with me. That's it.
Just don't marry yourself. Oh. Just don't do that, please.
I'm not gonna say I'm there yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna say I'm gonna do that. No, I would just not get married. Like I wouldn't marry myself. I just wouldn't get married.
No,
I got
Don't let me hear no talk about no fur babies and all this other stuff. This pseudo children and it's weird, man. Like,
I didn't
please
say
don't
all
ever
that.
do that.
I didn't say all that.
No, she ain't doing all that, Joe. She ain't doing all that. She
Thank
ain't doing
God.
all that.
I ain't saying
Okay,
all
we
that.
all right. I just want to make sure, Cole. I was sensing something, but we can leave it right there if you want to leave it there.
Yep, that's where we
Okay.
at so far in the new year.
Okay. Happy New Year to you. We appreciate it. All right, let me check in with JR over here. JR, it's on you, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, great show tonight. Yeah, with the question that I asked, yeah, that was more, pointing towards my clothes, my clothes, and instead of that bashing and still trying to be divisive and whatnot, that's the right answer, that we're trying to hear, for the people that are listening, for the men that are single and whatnot. And you've spoken it very well. Civil added onto it, and then Joe added onto it as well. So yeah, like I said, it's about trying to be positive. Ask the question, and we trying to find solutions. Instead of me responding back to it, like, oh, but this, but that. Nah, that's what we're trying to hear. And I think Civil mentioned it, like get the likes up, comment and whatnot, and that's what people are trying to hear going forward. Of course we react to the videos, but the message here is not like the other panels and whatnot where, you're trying to go back and forth. Yeah, I know we do that sometimes and whatnot, but we're still trying to get to a solution at the end of the day, and that's the biggest thing here. So yeah, great show again tonight, guys.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that closeout, man. Yeah, like I said, as we get into 2026, man, now it's time to turn the corner. Yep, there's no lack of content. Yeah, there's so much content out on this internet, man. So we're gonna have plenty of use cases, you know what I'm saying, stuff that we can have the discussion around. But in 2026, and now it's time to start turning the corner, right? So as we had a conversation, folks got to do something with the information. Yeah, like I said, nobody's coming at nobody doing nothing like that. But you got to do something with the information if you're trying to get to where you say you're trying to get to, because that's the key. Yeah, folks say things, but it's like, are they really trying to get to marriage? Are they really trying to get to a successful relationship? Are they really trying to get their body together? Are fellas really trying to step their game up and get their money up and get their mind right and be men? Like, so now it's time to get real about it. You know what I'm saying? As we get into this new year. So now I appreciate that closeout right there, JR. All right, Joe, it's on you, man. And we done, man. Go ahead, Joe.
Black, I don't want to say it because, you speak power and manifestation with your words is life and death in the tongue. So the topic, I'd say in this society, it growing up as a Black person, Black man, it's there's a lot of, let's just say that because we are no longer in physical chains, if we can't chain them up physically and stop them physically, then let's see if we can convince them to imprison themselves in their own minds. So that comes in a lot of different ways. How you grow up as a young boy, Black boy, your perceived value, what you're told you are, who you aren't. And then some Black men grow up with a complex, inferiority complex, feeling less than, lack of self-esteem. I know because that was me. So I had to work through that. And it took years to do it. It's just a lot of little attacks, not only from within the community that's supposed to protect us from these things, but also from the greater community out, the white community, right? That society that doesn't want the Black man perceived as a threat. If they grow up thinking they can achieve all these things and do all these things and have this kind of confidence, who are you? Well, we can't have that. So let's put up these barriers to make it much more difficult than we would our own people. And I don't know if I can fault them for it because that's their people, right? People that look like them, they want a leg up. That's cool. We have to be more competitive. But I will say, there's a lot of people outside of America who see a lot of value in us that we don't know that we have collectively. It wasn't until I left that I realized, oh, they really do like us out here. And it's weird because you would think they would love us more back where you're from, in your own home. But outside of your own home, it's like, whoa, this is not real. You almost can't believe it. So that was probably the biggest shock for me, is seeing how much love and appreciation and respect they have for Black men, the value that they place on us, that we don't place on ourselves, that we don't recognize in ourselves, because you're constantly being beat down in media that you are less than, that you're not valuable, and that you always have something else more to do, something else more to work on. Emotional intelligence. You're not tall enough. You're not strong enough. You're not making enough money. It's always something. You're not enough of something. And no matter what you try to do to make progress in one area, there's always going to be something you have to work on in the future. So the goalpost is always moving. So in your head as a Black man, you're going to feel like I'm never going to be enough or high value. So we have to guard our hearts, guard our minds, guard our souls from these attacks, protect ourselves, so that way we can become the best versions of ourselves that we can be as high value men. With that said, you guys have a great night and Happy New Year.
You as well, man. Happy New Year to you, man. Well, man, shout out to my panel, man. Appreciate the closeouts. Coco, Beatboxer, Silver, Vince was on earlier. Cole, JR, Joe, appreciate y'all holding me down on the panel, man. And shout out to everybody in the comments, man. Man, we in the 2026, man. Like I said, we trying to affect some change, and we will affect some change. It's just that simple, man. But shout out to my panel, man. Shout out to everybody in the comments, man. This is Kandid Konvos. We do this show every Wednesday night. We go live on YouTube and Facebook. So if you haven't already, smash that like button, man. Smash that like button, man. Hit that share, man. And if you haven't already, turn on them notifications, man. Yep, turn on them notifications, man, so you know we drop content, man. And once again, man, hit that subscribe, man. Hit that subscribe. That's how we grow. That's how we grow. That's how we grow. But, man, with that being said, man, everybody have an awesome night. We're going to catch you guys next Wednesday.